All right. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of How I Came Into the Truth. Today we have with us Brother Chris, also known as CJG.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, my brother. Thank you for coming through to stop by and share your story with us. Definitely appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
So before I get started, I like to give my guests an opportunity, take a minute or so to kind of introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, your name.
Hold on.
Oh, just relax. So are you from here?
Yeah, I'm from, I was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And I kind of been raised in Columbus too. So half my younger years in Columbus and mixed in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Your name, like I said, you Chris.
Yes, sir.
It's so many Chris here, so we come up with different nicknames to just, determine which Chris is Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we know you as Baby Sampson.
Yes, sir.
CJG. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, so growing up, man, did you grow up in Columbus? You more so back and forth, was it majority?
Yeah, I say more of my middle school in Columbus, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And I say my 10th grade year I was at Riverdale, and it wasn't working out too well.
So you spent a lot of time, I guess, coming up in Columbus.
In middle school. Elementary school, I was kind of in Atlanta.
Okay, so you was in between.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was kind of like half and half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What were you, so what was in Columbus? Like you had family down that way, grandparents or parents or?
Yeah, my dad and I have a lot of family down there in Columbus.
Is that right?
On my mom and my dad's side.
You and Johnny and Rashad had a conversation about that? Because y'all could be related.
Might be.
Outside of us being related in the word, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somehow we tie back anyway, but that's mainly where their family's from, Columbus. Columbus ain't that big.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know.
yeah, you
might be.
Might be some probably tying somewhere along the lines, you know what I'm saying?
Somewhere in the bloodline.
Yeah. So what brought you to Atlanta? Like eventually for good.
More opportunities. And also
because I know you grew up, first and foremost, you said you had 6 siblings, right?
I got kicked out of high school for fighting.
Riverdale.
No, it was at the time Hardaway high school. Yeah, I got kicked out for fighting.
So was that in the Atlanta area or in Columbus?
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Got kicked out, and they said since it was gang related, they kicked me out the school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I still graduated.
Right. That's good.
Still walk.
That's good. Yeah, they try to label that. It got kind of, I guess, around 2000, 2010 area, that time frame. They started getting carried away with the gang. Everything was labeling everything gang stuff.
Yeah.
If you hanging with, you got 2 guys, y'all in the hallway, you gangs. You know what I'm saying? So another way to try to stop, the success of young men. So.
Yeah.
But it's good you made it through that. So coming up, did you know all of your siblings, or was it just you and your brother? Like, were you able to spend time with
all my siblings except for one, and that was one that I haven't never seen before except once.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Her mother moved away. She was in the army, and her mother moved away overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I never seen her but once, and that was when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
But I seen all my other brothers and sisters.
Now, were they in Columbus also?
I had 2 brothers, 3 other brothers, and we was in Columbus.
Oh, okay. And the rest of them mainly up in this area.
Kind of.
But you do know him. You do know him somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. Asking that because you can slowly work them into the word if you over time.
Well, I have one brother. He's in Japan, and I have another one. He's in Hawaii.
Is that right?
Yeah, they both is in the Navy.
Now these are both on your father's side.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you something about that because you went to the military.
Mm-hmm.
Now is that something that something that was a part of the family, like from your father, grandfather, or is it just something you all picked up as males when you got older?
Well, it was a little part of the family, but I think they went because of me, because I was a good influence on them
Okay.
as a big brother.
Right.
And
Okay.
they just kind of followed my footsteps, but not the Marines though.
Yeah. Because you did go to Marines.
Yes.
You and Brother Wayne.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all. You got to be a certain type of dude to be able to take the Marines, man. I had a few friends that were Marines, and they talked about how it was, but they made it through it though.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely got to be tough because it ain't like the rest of them. Basic training in certain areas are pretty hard. Army, Air Force is cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really speak on Navy because I don't really know people. So I didn't hear too many stories about those, but I did definitely hear that Marine was the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you made it through that.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord brought me through it. I'm telling you.
What made you go into the Marines?
I wanted a challenge because I was already in tip-top shape. I'm just coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing football and track and wrestling and doing all that. So
Really?
Yeah.
So it was a conscious decision to try the military, to Marines, I should say.
Yes, because I got kicked out of school, so I didn't have no other opportunity. And a guy called my house and said, "Hey, you want to join the Marines?" I was like, "I ain't doing that right now." Sure, why not? So then, that was it.
So this wasn't no push from like how some families they'll push, you need to go do this, go do that. This was a decision you made.
Yeah.
Really?
But my pops used to always tell me, yeah, go to the service if you want a career.
Yeah.
But I did it not because my dad told me, because at that second, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the Lord,
Yeah, well, he definitely directed footsteps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how long did you serve?
I did 4 years.
Is that right?
Yep.
And we definitely appreciate your service, man. That ain't no cakewalk.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't understand that. You really are sacrificing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Being out there with that. So definitely appreciate that, man.
No problem.
So bringing you back to childhood, did you come up in the church somewhat? I see you said you were kind of involved in like
I was on and off. I wasn't consistent. Like I go like a couple weeks, and then I stop, and then get back on, go a couple weeks, and then stop.
So who was taking you to church?
My nana.
Oh, so your grandma? Is that
Yeah.
Grandma, right? Yeah. So she was taking you to church.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like but was it forced or more so like kind of something you grew up doing anyway?
A little bit. I mean, we ain't had no say so anyway, so I wouldn't say force. So I would say
y'all just went
doing
right?
anyway. Yeah.
I'm saying they weren't. You know how some families, like I said before, they can be dogmatic. Like beating you in the church.
No.
Your
We
family
like
kind of chill.
Yeah, they were more chill.
Okay.
Then sometimes my grandma just didn't go because she just didn't.
They didn't want to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we didn't have those options. It was like, that's all we did, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, going into the military then, well, first off, like coming up in Columbus, before we move up to military, in that journey, how was it coming up in Columbus and Atlanta? Because I see you say you were a good kid, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So did you see any racial divide, or was it more so kind of peaceful considering that probably was what, about 20 years ago, you know, being 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think things had kind of changed a little bit in the South somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Did you experience anything being in Columbus?
You saying like racial?
Yeah.
I think I did, but I really just didn't. You know, I'm young, so
Right.
you know what I'm saying. It was kind of like innocent.
Right.
But I do remember one time when I was in high school, and this Gentile was asked by another Gentile. It was a male Gentile to a female Gentile, and they asked, "Do you think he's handsome?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Would you go out with him?" She was like, "I would, but my mom said I can't date black guys." So,
What?
So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
And she was a straight A student.
Dang.
So I understand.
Dang. And that was in Columbus?
Yeah, that was in Columbus.
Wow.
So I kind of seen it,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? But it was like under the rug.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
It wasn't like in the open.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a little taste of it, right?
Yeah, that was a little taste.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Right.
Like,
You're being innocent, but it still kind of exists a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. So now you coming up in Columbus, it was just you and your brother?
Yes.
You and your youngest brother. The one, he's in the Navy also, right?
Yes. And my cousin too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Now you guys, you kind of grew up pretty close or what?
Yeah, we grew up pretty close, but the older we got, we kind of separated.
Uh-huh.
Because in middle school, when I went back to Columbus, my brother stayed in Atlanta, and
Keep
we
going.
went to the streets.
Uh-huh.
You know, and we kind of separated, and also I went to the military, so that's another separation. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, did you when you came to Atlanta and graduated? You graduated from here in Atlanta, or was it
Columbus, Georgia?
Okay. So what was the I guess the driving force that had you going back and forth between Atlanta and Columbus? Because your dad was in Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Who was up in Atlanta?
My mother.
Oh, your mom's up here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of like Boys in the Hood. You ever saw that movie?
Yeah, I seen it.
You know what I'm saying? How
Oh yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
His dad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how. Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, and the good thing about it, they're not that far apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you had pops get that structure. You got mom come up here get that nurturing and stuff like that. You know, and sometimes it can be hard for kids, you know, going between the two. But you came out pretty good, man.
That was a Lord.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So now you graduating from school, from high school. You get this call from this, what do we call
Marine
them?
recruiter.
Yeah, recruiter, yeah.
Yeah.
You get this call from this recruiter about you joining the military, and you automatically sign up for the Marines, right?
Yes, sir.
So first and foremost, how long 4 years, 8 years?
4 years.
4 years?
But also 4 years active and 4 years
Reserve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they need to
Right.
call.
Yeah, you're on reserve.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Like your daddy told you, boy, that's a career.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be straight on that. You know what I'm saying? So that was wise because you went in there and got out. You know what I'm saying? And now you can do other things, but you still got like that coming in. You know, kind of the benefits kind of roll with you all the way, man. You know, so that's what's up. So while you was in the military, did you go on some type of spiritual journey or?
I kind of, yes.
And the reason I asked that because you said, you know, it wasn't really forced on you coming up as a child.
Yeah.
So did your mind kind of open up a little bit when you got into the military about searching for God?
Yes, because I stayed in trouble a lot.
In the military?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess. Well, I know now. But I didn't know back then why I stayed in trouble.
Right.
But and I just started going to church just because it was a gunny and he invited me to come to church. And I just started coming.
So how did that work out?
It was going pretty good. And I was in Japan and I also got baptized in the water over there.
Really?
Yes.
In Japan?
In Japan.
Wow. So if you don't mind me asking, how was it? Was it like American chaplains that was doing the preaching? You know, the American preaching. You know how the Army have they chaplains.
Yeah.
Was it that type of church, or were you going to church off base?
It was on base. Yeah,
it was on base.
Yeah,
So
it was
like
a gunnery
military.
sergeant. He was the minister. It was a gunnery sergeant.
Oh, okay, he was the minister.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think he was I want to say he was he used to assist, do the ministry off base.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want to say. But I don't think he like the head pastor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So how'd that go though, man? Like your friend just talking to you one day and say, "Hey, man, we'll go to church."
Yeah, because he seen that I always was in trouble. So he was like, you know what? I understand Jones, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't understand. They didn't know how to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So he was like, you know what? Let me take him under my wing.
And this was the gunner, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, because at that time, you probably, 21, 19?
Yeah, like 21.
Yeah, because you got a lot of, at that age, man, got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand that. You like hitting that cross between teenage and adult, and it's like, man, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think also, you know, they was scared of me, of course. But, you know.
So you must have had a lot of Gentiles around.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was in infantry.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I know that was tough. But like you say, you needed a challenge. So
I needed a challenge.
Yeah.
And I got through it.
Yeah.
I got through it.
Cold nights, man.
Literally cold nights.
Yeah, cold
especially
nights.
in Afghanistan.
Oh, you went over there too?
Twice.
Wow. Man. How was that?
It was a great experience.
Is that right? So in all these different places, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Japan, Afghanistan, where did she go?
Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines. I think that's about it.
Right. And it was just like on on some type of duty. Was it like a work detail or something? Because I know when the war is going on.
Yeah, I say we it was kind of like we were just visiting.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And at the same time, it was kind of like we traveled with the Navy. And it was kind of like we went to different ports.
Right.
But at the same time, we were still in Japan.
Wow.
You know?
So you got to see some things. That's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
We still rolling?
Yeah, we still rolling.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so back to the church incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you have some type of awakening or something that because eventually you end up coming into the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and a lot of times before you even make it to the truth, questions start to come up in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So why weren't you settled with what you saw in Japan? As far as this is it, I'm good, I'm getting what I need. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of stayed on it because just being in the Marines overall, I kind of opened my eyes up a little bit. And I kind of started researching. When I started researching, it started getting good. And I started going harder and harder. And I found out, you know, I was a Hebrew Israelite.
Wait a minute. Now, did you start researching in Japan?
No, I'm talking about
in Marines, period.
Well, when I got out.
Okay, when you got it. Okay.
Yeah, because when I got back from Japan, that October, I got out of the Marines. Yeah, that was 2014.
Okay, so what made you start researching?
Because I just seen how it was all about politics.
Just the world in itself.
And I knew they was lying to us. So I kept on digging and researching and researching and researching to the point where next thing you know, the Illuminati is calling me.
Oh, okay, so that's what happened. So Because at this time, man, you ain't nothing but, what, 25, 26?
Nah, it's probably more like a 24, 23, 24.
Okay, so you're young.
Yeah.
I'm still young now, but I'm saying for a 23-year-old, 24-year-old to ask these questions, like what triggered it to make you start even questioning politics? You know what I'm saying? Like most kids around that age, you know, it's party, have a good time, you know what I'm saying? College life, you know, clubbing. Ain't nobody really thinking about no politics, you know what I'm saying? And they you know, they snakes.
Yeah.
You know, what made you look into that?
Because at one time, I wanted to try out for the Atlanta Falcons.
Uh-huh.
And when I made it, I was going to wake up my people.
Oh, really?
I was going to just let my people know that they was being deceived.
Uh-huh. Politics-wise? Or?
Yeah, politics-wise.
Right. Wow.
You know, and yeah.
So that led to not just researching politics, it went further. The rabbit hole goes deeper.
Yeah, it went way deep.
So now you done ran into the Illuminati, New World Order type stuff. Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Because that's probably the first ones that pop up, right? David Icke, Icky, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Steve Quayle, those guys. You know, but more likely you weren't looking for that, were you? When you first started. So now you run into this. How do you deal with that? And how, you know, how do you deal with that, this information that's coming in, being at that age, what, about 24, right? So how you deal with that information as it comes in? Does it kind of like create like a fear in a sense? To kind of see that the world is on some humbug type stuff?
I wouldn't say that. But I just felt kind of like a superhero.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm about to do this. I'm about to play professional football to try to wake up my people, because I can't wake my people up because I'm
nobody.
Yeah, I'm just nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I make it to the NFL, I'm gonna wake my people up.
Right, because you got a bigger platform.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they try to stop me, they ain't gonna stop me, because I'm gonna keep going.
Wow.
Because I already made a name for myself, so that was the plan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's, you know, it's funny you say that. I don't know if you ever heard of Reggie White. He used to play for the Green Bay Packers. And I think that's what happened with him, man. I think that's what happened. I can't be for sure, but he woke up. He woke up and he started preaching, man. And this is when he found out that we were Hebrews. So he would go on TBN and he'd be like, man, he'd be going in, man. And eventually they end up you know, they say he died, you know, natural causes or whatever, some type of ailment or sickness, but he had to start waking up, man. The next thing you know, he was gone, you know.
Yeah.
But, so now that you're looking up this information, right, of course you went a little further, and then you find out about us being the Hebrews. So how did that come about?
Well, I ran across this video, GOCC. Yeah, and they was telling me that I was a Hebrew Israelite and go to Deuteronomy 28, and also giving me other little different books, and reading them, and yeah, this is the black man, and getting the dictionary and all that, and I just kept going.
So when you came up on GOCC, which is one of the ways I first got introduced to the word myself, was that what made you sit and watch them?
By just because they told me who I was, so I'm thinking like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what pulled you in? You know, like going from the New World Order type stuff, like you saw a title about blacks being Hebrews or the chosen people or something like that. The true chosen Hebrew Israelites or something like that. I was like, huh? The black, and I think it's the black. I can't remember. But the point is, so when you you had heard about chosen people before.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, you heard about these Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see this,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like it's something that you just look at and be like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. But since you have some type of background, when you see that, it's like, wait a minute, let me check this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And that's what kind of started your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So at this point, how old were you?
I'll say we 24, 25. Yeah, like 25.
Okay. And how long were you like studying before you met Aubrey?
Let me see. Probably like a few months.
Wow, that quick?
Yeah.
That'd be the Lord, man. And I say that because the way you and Aubrey met,
yeah,
that was the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But just go show how you were seeking, and He just put you right in line that fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wow. So probably around 25, you
Yeah.
come into the Word. You know, so what were some of the things that you noticed? You know, or some of the changes that you might have had to do when you first came in?
Well, first I didn't like know the word. Cause I mean, I think they got the word, but like I said, you know, they're extremists. So at first, I believe that the white people all of them was gonna be destroyed. That's what they was preaching.
Well, that's GMS.
GMS?
GMS teach that. IUIC teach that. GOCC, they don't teach that. They have white people with them in their congregation.
Oh, okay. So that was, at the time, I think I was watching that one too. The UIC.
Yeah, IUIC.
But I started with the GOCC.
GOCC, right? Okay.
Yeah, and then I got on the other one, UIC, something like that. Yeah, and they were teaching about the white. But we the only nation and all that.
That can be saved.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
So that ain't sit too well?
No. Cause then I tried to tell my pop, and he was like, boy, you sound crazy.
What'd you tell your dad, dog?
Yeah. I was
what you told him, man?
Nah, I was just telling him, I was like, hey, pop, we the only nation that gonna be saved. He was like, nah.
Really?
Yeah, and then he quoted that scripture. I know you got your do-rag on.
Was it John 3?
Yeah.
Okay, John 3:16.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he quoted that.
You couldn't do nothing with that.
Yeah, I couldn't. That's when I was like, world means nation.
What?
Yeah, like, that's what they told me.
Wow, I'm saying you told that to your daddy?
Yeah.
I know he was like, boy, you tripping.
Yeah. So I kind of understand, at first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can attest to that because I did the same thing. I came in GLCC. I think I got them a little later. I might have got GMS first and IUIC and ISUPK. So I'm like the white man, the devil, he gonna die, going to hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm causing all type of beef. You know what I'm saying? Even my family looking at me like I lost my mind. You know? So yeah, I definitely understand that. So the time came about when you and Brother Aubrey met, right? A great friend of mine. So how did that work out, man? Because that meeting you and him had when y'all met that day, that essentially brought you into the Word, full blown.
Yes.
What happened with that?
Well, I was at it's a grocery store. It was a Mexican grocery store, and I was searching for something, to get for dinner, and I see this brother, and he says, he needs some help, moving. And he got to move his truck like by 8. So I was like, me, I don't mind looking out for my people. So yeah, I got you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of me being in the car with him, he was telling me he was a Hebrew Israelite. And I was like, me too.
Wow.
And then he asked me what church I go to. I told him, I don't go to no church. I just, watch online. And he was like, yeah, man, you should look up my boy brother Nate, man. He be telling me about the coming to Sabbath and stuff, but he haven't been in a minute. So I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, he gonna invite me one day. So then I help him move or whatever, and I gave him my number on Facebook, and then after the Passover, he hit me up and said, hey, what was you at during the Passover? And I told him, I kept the Passover at my house. And he was like, no, man, you need to have a holy convocation. So then
you can grab it if you need to.
Oh, no, I'll put the top back on.
Okay.
But he said I need to have a holy convocation. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So then that following week, he came to the church. He picked me up to come to church. Yeah. Wow. And the crazy part about it was when I seen you online, I checked y'all out one time online, and you said Jesus Christ, and then I just turned it because I was like, no, it's Yeshua, it's Yahweh or something like that. Yeah. So then I stopped watching you for a little second. Right. Yeah. And that's before I came to the church. Right. And then when I got to the church and seen you preach, I was like, man, that was that guy that I was watching. and I stopped. I was like, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday.
Man, that's amazing, man. That was the Lord pulling you in, man.
And then I seen you and then turned away and then like, no, it's Yahweh Shai. That had to be the Lord.
Hey, that's funny you say that, man, because I did the same thing, bro, to Brother Marlon up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Been teaching for a long time, and I did the same thing, man. He was saying Jesus. I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear this. Turned from him. Went back to watching all the other brothers, GMS, all the guys I mentioned earlier. Went back to watching them, but they couldn't really answer my question about what to do when the world about to come to an end.
Oh, you asking that question?
I was trying to, because GOCC was telling me to sell my house and leave and go to Egypt.
Wow.
So I'm like, I can't leave and go to Egypt, man. You know what I'm saying? So one day I said, let me go back, man. Brother Marlon kept popping up with his white beard, and I knew he kept talking about Jesus, man. So I finally went back one day and I said, let me go through his lessons. And I went through his lessons. I saw a class called Wilderness, the place of safety during the Great Tribulation. And I was like, bingo. And I sat there and watched it, and then he was teaching so good that all the other stuff, like the Jesus, was just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to figure this out. But I'm gonna watch this guy, man. So I did the same thing, man. And that's crazy because a lot of people do that. A lot of people have trouble with Jesus, man. But like I say, man, when you deal with the book like it is, man, the Lord's open our understanding.
And the crazy part about it was another brother was supposed to help him, but something came up,
right? And
it was last minute. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an emergency.
Right.
So
Lord had you right there. That's what I was talking about Saturday in class. How the Lord have those angels, man, in the background working. You don't see it. Next thing you know, you end up here. Then you look back, and it was the angels putting all that stuff in play, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing, man. Definitely a blessing. So you being, 26 at this time?
Yep.
You're 26, coming into the Word. Of course it's going to cause some strife. That's what the Word does. It's going to cause some strife. It's going to cause a lot of friendships or even, animosity or, I guess disagreements. Did you experience any of that when you started dealing with the Word? Or did you come in kind of smooth? You ain't really beat nobody down or anything like that?
When I came in, I wouldn't say I ran from it, but it kind of was a little overwhelming because I it it was good at the same time, but it was like, dang, I'm not even worthy. I felt unworthy, like.
Really?
Yeah, cause I felt like all the dirt I did, like.
Wow.
And for me to like be in the truth now, so then I didn't want to go because I felt unworthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what decided me to come back, but then I came back, and then you told me that I don't need to miss the Sabbath. So I was like,
right.
Oh, okay,
Right.
all right. So that's what it was.
Wow. It's amazing you said that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I never, nobody ever answered it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was thinking you not feeling worthy, or when you say you turn from it, I was thinking it was more so like overwhelming in a sense. I can't do all this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But for you to say it was overwhelming in the sense where you didn't feel like you was worthy, that's humbling, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people forget, you know, even sometimes while we walk in this walk, we can forget that, man, it's by God's grace and his mercy that he called us into the word. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have left us out there. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to show this to us. You know, so that's definitely a great point, man. Definitely a great point. So what type of obstacles did you face coming into the word?
What you mean by obstacles?
Like, you got to make a lot of changes. You know, and sometimes those changes are hard to make for some people. You know, some people it may be harder for others than it is for others. You know, some people it's a change without a problem. Did you experience that, or was it just a smooth transition?
I think it was a smooth transition, just because I had that discipline from the Marines, and like straight loyal. Right. So as a sense, like if we don't need to eat pork, I'm never eating pork again.
Wow.
So I just cut it off straight like that, like an off switch.
Right.
And because I don't want to burn like fire.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's really what scared me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause I be picturing that in the back of my mind, you know.
Wow. Yeah, well, whatever you need to keep you on point, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, do what you got to do to stay out that fire, you know. And that's good, man. Did you have any? Did you have to make any decisions as far as work, holidays, and traditions and stuff like that?
Yes. Well, of course, you know the best jobs are working on the weekends and Friday night, because that's the busiest. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, no, hey, I just straight up, I'm not working on Saturday. You can do what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Hey, because I know the Lord got me at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's the ironclad faith, man. Now, taking it back home to, I'm not going to mention her name on camera unless you do. But taking it back home to, I'm gonna say wife. How was it bringing this home? You know what I'm saying?
At first, her job was fighting. You know, her getting off on Saturdays. But then eventually they came in, so the Lord made a way.
Wow.
But I was strong on her about that though, for the Sabbath, and I let her know, hey, you want to be with me? Hey. You better keep this Sabbath. I just straight up.
Man, boy, this younger generation, man. You know, I was talking to a cousin of mine. I think last week, man, and he saw a few of our videos and stuff, and he hit me up, man, and he said, I just got a question, man. He said, how do y'all get these young people, man, involved like this? And I told him, man, I said, man, just tell them the truth, man. Stop lying to them. I said, this younger generation, man, they not stupid, man. Tell these kids the truth, man. You know, and it's like, when y'all know the truth, y'all gonna go all the way in. You know, you, Brother Rashad, had the same mentality and have, for the most part, the same mentality. A lot of brothers do, but you and him both, like you just said, he told me when he first came in to the church that either Sydney gonna get into the word or it's over. And in my head, I was like, whoa, boy, these boys ain't playing. And that's what I'm saying. Like you just said, you know, I told her she got to do it or you can't be with me. And that's a soldier, man, for the Lord, man. It's definitely a blessing. Yeah, praise
one
God.
Of your generals.
Man. Yeah, that's.
You know what? I ain't gonna put myself on that pedestal.
I'm
gonna let the Lord do it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, your actions speak. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak for themselves. Pretty much, stay low key. Don't be in no trouble. Back there by that door. Don't move. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about discipline, man. You know, that's that military. You know, because you have to stand up for time. You know, people don't know that.
On post. Oh,
yeah, man, you couldn't move.
8 hours, boy.
Yeah, so you do it. You know, but your actions speak, man. So praise God. So now you come into the Word, right? You come into the Word, starting to come to church and stuff like that. Back to Japan, when you went to church with the gunner, right? Take you on his wings, showing you church and the Bible. I'm not gonna say I'm sure they showed you the Bible, but when it comes to religion, they tie the Bible in some way, shape, or form to religion. Yeah. Especially if it's being Christianity. But one thing that's missing is who the people are in the Bible. Right? Who God's chosen? Who's God's chosen people? So now you back during that time, were you guys reading the Bible somewhat? Yeah,
somewhat.
Okay, so
it was just the New Testament.
Just New Testament, right?
Yeah,
okay.
We didn't read none in the Old.
Wow, that's amazing.
I mean, it's not surprising because you know this is the military, so they're not going to teach you the real history.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say that's amazing because I talk about that all the time. You know, how I grew up, coming up, they would just take you to the New Testament, you know, but you think it'll change, but it's still the same, you know. So you didn't even have an opportunity to even see that was you back then. Okay. Know nothing about who you are. You read the New Testament, you read about salvation, Jesus died for your sins, right? Now, when you do this research and you stumble upon GOCC or whoever it was that, you know, talked about us being God's chosen people, now that you open the Bible, and this Bible from Genesis to Revelation is talking about us being God's chosen people, how did that help you maneuver through the Bible? Seeing yourself in it now.
Just coming to the Sabbath and getting understanding just gives me a total of how we used to be back in the day. Because I believe we have powers. But, you know, I'm going too deep with it.
We do. We have power with our God. You know what I'm saying? We have power with our God. And when you look in the scriptures and you see us as a people, it's gonna make life a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Now, I came in at 33, so 33, 34, something like that. So I was more so all up until that time, just kind of running around, trying to find out, you know, trying to find answers. Why we getting shot down by the police? Why I was in jail? Why we poor like this, right? You know, so when I saw us in the Bible, then I guess in a sense it took the chains off. You know what I'm saying? The mental chains. And for you seeing yourself in the Bible, did it kind of answer any questions you might have had?
It answered a lot of questions. While we was on the bottom. And I used to think that Cain was black because that was his curse for killing Abel.
Right, that's what some people said.
Yeah, so, and that's why I was thinking maybe, okay, he was black. So I was thinking that maybe we was cursed because of Cain.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, man, that's crazy how like that mentality though, that mentality of the world, how bad it is when it comes to us as a people. Because that's what they said. That started with the Mormons, if I'm not mistaken. They said that we were cursed. We come from Cain. That's why he black. But none of Cain's seed even made it past the flood. So you know what I'm saying? It was Noah's son, 3 sons and the world was populated through his 3 sons. Cain's seed died. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's funny how like that go from generation to generation because that was told to me. And then for you guys, your generation to even have that, that's just going to show you, man, how far it goes down. So that kind of relieves you. That kind of lifted the burden, eh?
Yeah. It made me feel like I gotta get back on the job. Because I don't want to be like my forefathers.
Wow. So you saw yourself in the Bible. You say when, you can see how we kind of maneuvered.
And when I read how, I think it was in Isaiah, how we was backsliding, and no, I want to say it was in Ezekiel. But he got real deep when he said like, you a harlot.
Yeah.
And
got a horse forehead.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was getting real deep, and it was kind of like a poem.
Right.
And I kind of shed a tear because it was like, dang, how people was really.
Yeah.
And I could tell the Lord really felt like that because he wrote it in a poem. And a lot of people don't understand it.
Right.
But since we since we in the truth, we understand it. So I kind of feel it more than if I was just in the Sunday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now you fit the description.
Yeah.
And you can relate. That's amazing, man. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing because that Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? And us being zealous like we are. This ain't, you notice how we as a people, man, we just zealous for church.
Yeah.
Go to church, we go to church more than anybody. And then you ask these questions like why? And then you come to the word and you realize why, because we're holy people. So it's like automatically we born attached to our God, but we just don't know what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So when you find out in the Bible through His Word that hey, this talking about you, that should make things a lot better. Definitely, man. So what was one of the greatest impacts since you came into the Word? What's one of the greatest impacts that you can recall?
The greatest impact?
Yeah.
Just going through adversity. And me keep going because ever since I got in the Word, ever since I got baptized, hey, it's been an attack. It's been a fight. Everyday struggle. That's why I love the Sabbath because that's my only day of peace.
Wow.
Yeah, because I get beat up in this world spiritually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not physically, of course, not physically.
Right.
But
spiritually, brother. Spiritually, right.
And then all that working out. So the Sabbath, man, I be drained. Like,
so you get here. Wow.
That's like my peace. Like I don't gotta worry about nothing. Worry about no bills.
Right.
I worry about nothing.
Yeah.
Just eat.
Eat the Word. Yeah. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's why I say when you come here, it's like our little heaven.
I feel refreshed for the week. Now I get to start my week back over.
Right.
Because we ain't had the Sabbath. I don't know if I would even be here.
You probably have gray hair all over the place, you know what I'm saying? 29, 30, 31, gray hair everywhere, man. That's good, man. That's great because you don't know you need it until you start doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have to do it whether we know we need it or not. But the point is that you need to take a break physically and especially spiritually from all the different things that are going on in the world, because that right there bog you down before it hits your physical body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna, it start getting in your mind, and when you come to church, man, it'll keeping the Sabbath, it'll change things, But that's great, man. Great.
And also, to add on to it, also, I do a lot of physical activities, being a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting your body rest, you know what I'm saying? That's gives my body more of an advantage, because your body need rest anyway.
That's right.
That's when you gain your most gains.
That's right. Yep.
When you rest.
When you sleeping. When you resting. And most trainers don't stop. They go 7 days a week.
At one time, I was going 7 days a week.
That's why I say you would have had gray hair all over the place.
At one time.
Uh-huh.
But that was back, when I was hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. They'll go 7 days a week, don't take no break. You know what I'm saying?
That was me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you say, that's Sabbath, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then it get your mind right.
Mm-hmm.
Come in, get the word of God. And like you said, you prepare for the next week. Some people may start running out of gas around Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? By the time you don't eat, it's time to refuel. Fill back up again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's up, man. So that's one of the impacts that you consider like up there.
Yeah.
Sabbath.
I don't think I had a great impact yet.
But I'm saying on you.
Yeah.
That's Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the first one, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what we supposed to be doing when we come into the word, that's the very first thing he tells us. So for you to mention that, that's good, because you may have some people still look at the Sabbath like it's a problem. Oh, I gotta go to church. I gotta get up and do this. You know what I'm saying? But it'll change your life, man.
Hey, it's an honor.
Yeah, it is.
It's a delight.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So what about, if you run into somebody new dealing with the word, what advice would you have for them on how to just deal with the word, considering all the things that you may have dealt with, some of the stories you may have heard, some of the things you might have heard me talk about, coming into the word and trying to get acquainted with this new lifestyle. Taking all of that into consideration, what advice would you have for somebody, new trying to follow God, trying to follow the truth the right way?
My advice: stay in that word and keep that fire. Yeah. Don't let that fire go out.
That's right. So
that's one of my advice I got.
Yeah. That's a good one there, because that fire can go out.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard me say it several times. I prayed and asked God to give it back to me. It was probably like 7 years ago. No, it was I've been there, I think 14 years now. So I think it was around 2011.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to the other church up here, and I seen the other elders teaching, and I was like, well, I ain't got to do nothing. I can chill now.
Mm-hmm.
And but before that, I was in the streets preaching.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Brother DeMarcus.
Mm-hmm.
So the zeal was there, especially being younger.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got lazy, and I had to pray and ask God, give it back, and He gave it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you first deal with the word, there's a joy, there's an excitement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially finding out the truth, man. Like I say, it's like taking the chains off. So it's like it's exciting. You're happy, you're zealous, you want to serve God. Then after a while, you doing it, it becomes consistent and repetitious, and you can get weary.
Yeah.
So you have to ask God to give you that fire to keep you going, man. So like you said, stay in the word and don't lose that fire. That's very important.
Us being in the word also, we're going to go through a lot of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to keep on going.
Yeah.
Because the Lord said, hey, it's going to be a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a race. It's not no sprint. It's a race.
It's a race, yeah.
So if you sprinting, you gonna gas out.
Right. To do like they did when they did the PT test, they make you run that mile or 2 miles. I would
ran
always
3
start
miles.
slow. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
I would start in the back.
Yeah.
I'll start in the back, and at the end, I'll take off and I whoop everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like you say, it's a marathon, so you're gonna have to take your time and pace yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, with so many different religions floating around, now just think about this. All these different religions that we have, from Islam to Christianity, Buddhism, then Hindu. What else they got?
Moors.
I'm about to say Moors.
Catholic.
Mormons. All these different religions, right? And of course, that's division because we walk in. It's only one Lord, one faith, one baptism, right?
That's right.
So just think about it like this: if the world understood the Bible, how do you think this world would look now? If everybody had a better understanding of the scriptures, what do you think the world would look like?
I think the world should still be in shambles.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because Satan's still running around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when he get off the scene, that's when maybe there's gonna be peace.
Oh, it's gonna be peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he get off the scene, yeah. You think we'll be serving all these other gods though?
I think some will.
Some will, yeah. I can see that. You still gonna have some that want to buck.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buck the system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, hopefully, man. Lord start waking more people up as the word declines, because it's definitely getting worse. So yeah, that's one of the questions we have about, what would you think the world would be like if we just had the Bible? If we had the Bible, like you say, with Satan around.
That's what I said.
That influence.
Cause
it might not be as strong.
Yeah, of course, it ain't gonna be as strong, but for the most part, I don't think it ain't gonna. Yeah, cause he deceived angels now.
Huh?
So if he deceived angels, he could deceive man.
Yeah.
Come on now, cause they was with God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you're right about that.
How can you deceive somebody that was with God?
Right. It's like a third part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So of course.
Right.
And then he know all your strengths and all your weaknesses, so he know how to come at you.
Right.
He ain't gonna come at you weak.
Right. And speaking of your strengths, right? You say, I see you say you got a speaking of strengths in general, because Satan do know your strengths and your weaknesses, right? And one of your strengths is work ethic, so he ain't gonna get you in that area. But you said something about one of your weaknesses being, you overdo it. In what way? Or you say you be doing too much.
I'm saying as in, like when I can be, overzealous sometimes. That's why I say I be doing too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, I want to say like a Pharisee sometimes. Yeah. Right.
I got you. So in other words, you can, I guess, be forceful.
Yeah.
Forceful or about what you know.
Yeah.
And you want other people to see it. Yeah. I understand that. That makes sense though. I mean, that balance, it comes over time. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I have that same weakness of overdoing it. I remember my wife used to tell me, she would tell me when I first came into the Word, I'd be in the Word all day long, man. And she was like, you always got to do things to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? This is when she came in, though. She wasn't in the Word at that time. But she said, you always got to do stuff to the extreme. So when I was doing this, dealing with the Word like this, I was extreme, because I didn't know how to relay what it is I'm trying to get across.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm still extreme. I just know how to relay it now. I know how to get my point across without having to say it. Now I know I can be confident. I can be confident in my walk. You know what I'm saying? I can be confident in my walk. I can be confident in not having to talk to family about the word at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I know my walk is going to cut you in places where you don't want to be cut, which is going to cause you not to call me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still being extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just more focused on my walk now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said a few weeks ago, somebody told me I split the family up.
Mm-hmm.
How? All I'm doing is serving God. I barely even talk to y'all. I still split the family up. You know what I'm saying? So I just take that zealousness and I turn it into wisdom now. And that'll come with time, you know? Because I want you to know that being zealous for God, that's not a problem. That's a great thing to have. You're going to need that to help push you to the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Just be wise about it, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Just be wise about it. So I just wanted to, since we were talking about he know your strengths and weaknesses, man, it kind of just brought up in my mind about the pre-interview questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that. You know, you got those angels. They definitely can get mad. You know.
And also too, I say, kind of feed my flesh.
Mm.
Feeding instead of being in the word,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, I don't get in the word like I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I say that's a weakness too,
Mm-hmm.
because any crack, you know, he can get in there. So if I'm not in the word, more likely he's gonna try to come get you.
Yeah.
So I say that's my weakness too. I don't got my gun. I don't got my sword.
Right. Right. Well, you know what I say about that, man. You know, I kind of give you different ideas on how to keep the word in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? When you go to bed at night, put a class on. If you ain't got your do-rag on, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just put the phone next to the bed, just like, you know, it don't got to be loud, just kind of low, sit it next to the pillow, you know what I'm saying? Or just like put the headphones in and just kind of bring it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be asleep and you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you'll hear that word going.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear Elijah preaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the teachers preaching, man, and you go right back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then it help you wake up the next day, man, because you done fed yourself with the word. You know what I'm saying? So just use those avenues, man, because a lot of people can't sit down all the time and read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have these smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
You do have this technology. You know, when you're working out, say you're working out by yourself, not training somebody, man, put the word on. You know what I'm saying? Like when I leave here tonight, I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna put a word on. You know, yesterday when I was working, like I said, on my zero turn, cutting yards and weeding, edging and blowing, I got the word on. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't listening to a track, working on a new song or something, you know, I'm eating the word. You know, and this is how you get better. This is how you strengthen yourself. You know, so at least you know that. At least you can identify that. And that's how you get better, you know. Lord know that. Lord know when you humble yourself, man, he'll put more inside you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's up. So I asked you earlier, do you ever watch to the end of the video? And I asked you that for a reason, because we at the end now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We at the end, but when we get to the end of the video, the end of this interview, I always ask everybody a question. And usually, man, what happens is, this is the hot button question. It's easy, but a lot of times the guest gets stumped on this question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite book and scripture? And tell us why.
My favorite book and scripture, and tell us why.
Yes.
No, I'm not stumped. It's just I'm trying to get Probably Matthew 7, verse 14, 15. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, for broad is the way that leads to destruction.
Many be.
It's
Going there. I'm gonna pull it out right now. So let's see here. Matthew 7, 13. 13, 14.
Oh, 13 and 14.
Yes.
Okay.
Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate,
Mm-hmm.
and broad is the way that lead to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which lead unto life, and few there be that find it.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a point blank verse, because it's telling you don't follow the world.
Mm.
And if you can see the world, it's destruction. They heading to destruction. So I don't understand how that people don't understand that.
Mm.
I don't know. That's just me. That's how I feel.
No, that's a great point, though. They don't want to understand.
There you go.
Mm.
That's it.
They don't want to understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they love what they do.
Yeah.
They love their sin.
That's a cold scripture, bro. That's a cold one.
That's why I say that's probably one of my favorite, because to be not of the world, I'm honored. Now I understand why I was getting picked on in the Marines.
You stood out.
Like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy, man, because I was too, getting kicked on. I caused a lot of trouble too in the army.
So I gotta understand. So yeah, I'll say that one though.
Okay. So now, would that be the book also? Your favorite book?
Oh, my favorite book.
Yeah, because that's the scripture.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you got
well,
the book
that's
and
the
the
scripture
scripture.
part.
So your scripture. Okay. So what's your favorite book?
Probably Genesis.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just the beginning of everything.
Yep, the beginning, and then also, it's just very exciting because it has so much stuff in it, like the beginning, and then you got Jacob and Abraham, and it's a lot of history in between that. So I feel like it's more of a book.
Okay.
By itself. Genesis is a book by itself.
It is.
You know?
It is. Yeah, got a lot in there too. And a lot of history. And like you say with Jacob and Abraham, and it also tell you how things gonna unfold at the end. You know, so yeah, that's what's up, man.
So I say that'll be my favorite though.
Okay, well, that's what's up. Well, praise the Lord for that.
Genesis and Revelation. I'm gonna just add that the beginning. Yeah.
Which one your first one?
The first one.
The first one. Out of those two, which one you like the best?
I say Revelation, really.
Revelation.
But you can't go wrong with Genesis.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but I say Revelation.
Yeah. You know what though? They interchange. You know, because somewhat. Because you know, in Revelation, when you get a revelation, it tell you what happened with Satan before the beginning, before Genesis came about. You know what I'm saying? And then Genesis introduced the serpent. Revelation tell you who the serpent is. That old serpent is Satan the devil. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. Okay. Well, Brother Chris, CJG, I'd like to thank you, man.
All right. No problem.
You know, coming through, man, and sharing your story with us, man. Keep the faith, my brother. Until next time. Peace, my brother.